What's up, fellow gamers? It's Nightwing here, the Wii Live game reviewer, bringing you yet another GameCube review. This time we have 1080 Avalanche, the sequel to 1080 Snowboarding on the N64. Story for Avalanche. Well, I'm actually going to flat out say there is no story for Avalanche. You hang out in a cabin, same as 1080 Snowboarding, and your overall point of the story of the game is to hop in a helicopter and race against an avalanche. Now, I personally have been snowboarding, and I have to say that racing an avalanche would be absolute suicide. But for this game, that's the whole point. Interesting, huh? Concept for this game. I may sound a little sarcastic here, but what do you guys think the overall concept, point, or goal of this game is? I'll give you a hint, you're watching it. That's right, it's to snowboard. It's time to shred snow, bro, do all kinds of wickedly awesome tricks, and try to get over the horrible control scheme for this game. But lucky for us, there are so many fun events for us to choose from. First off, we have the option of picking through a diverse group of colorful characters, each in turn with 4 snowboards to choose from, which you do have to unlock 3, by the way. Then you have different game modes that are broken up, such as the gates, or also known as in skiing, downhill slopes. You have Trick Attack, which is broken into 3 events as well. First event is the Air Make, where you compete in kind of this long jump thing, and you have to do all these different tricks in order to place. But as you can see, I utterly failed there. The next event is from skateboarding fame, known as the Halfpipe. Now, if you've played games like Tony Hawk, then you would know this mode is really fun. And for 1080, it's actually kind of fun too. Another event that's in Trick Attack is a terrain park, where you do all these really cool tricks and combos and add them together and kind of go down this course. Think of kind of like a skate park, because that's basically what it is. Then, of course, you have the Time Attack, where you can race against yourself or a ghost player. The whole point of Time Attack is to collect 5 gold coins, which in turn unlock boards and hidden fun stuff. There's also a LAN option, but it doesn't really work. The next thing you have in this game is known as Match Races. You have 4 to choose from: Novice, Hard, Expert, and Extreme. Race against another boarder and win or lose. Then race against the Avalanche. Yeah! Alright, controls for this game. Okay, tilt the controller up to go, and then down to put the board in front of you to stop. Move the control stick around to go in the direction you want, hold down the L button for speed boost, and change your board position by tapping the R button. In order to jump, hold in the A button, and if you perform tricks, it'll build up your speed gauge, which is important later on. Also, when performing tricks, please do it when you have enough room, otherwise you will do what I like to call an epic fail. Now, the whole point of doing combos and stuff like that is to build up your speed meter, because even though the gameplay mechanics of this game are incredibly confusing and very difficult, it is a very fast-paced game, and if you can look past the horrible control scheme, this game can actually be kind of fun. Well, maybe not, but anyway, as I said before, you want to perform tricks in order to increase your speed. Your character will then begin to glow, and you'll go much, much faster. Then performing combos and special moves in the air just looks so much better and actually makes the game look faster. Sadly, the gameplay mechanics are terrible. They're just bad. Alright, design for this game. Now, I just have to say that 1080 Avalanche is a very well designed game. It's a very pretty game to look at. I think that the level design and the actual stage layout and everything like that is really, really cool. Get it? Cool? Yeah, anyway, excuse the pun. This is a great winter wonderland game. It really captures the whole winter element. I also like how your characters interact with the environment around them, such as deers and trains and helicopters, snowmobiles. You can actually push people over too, which is kind of cool in itself. Again, the environments, like going through abandoned train yards and even seeing a train crash, was really well done. Another thing that I really liked about this game and that's not saying very much anyway, is the actual options menu is a clipboard. Now, I have to say that's really well done, and the fact that everything highlights it with a red pen, it's just kind of this really nifty thing. I don't know, it's just awesome. Anyway, moving on to the history. In '99, it was confirmed that a sequel to 1080 Snowboarding was indeed coming to the N64. However, it would not be developed by Nintendo, instead a second-party development studio called Left Field. When the game failed to materialize on the 64, it was confirmed that the game was being produced on the Dolphin instead. Left Field eventually quit and handed the project over to Nintendo American Development Studio, also known as NST. They originally planned to call the game 1080 White Storm, before finally renaming the game 1080 Avalanche. But this game did not meet the players' or critics' expectations. Gee. Anyway, 1080 Snowboarding has been re-released on the Virtual Console in both Japan, Europe, and North America. It's just 1,000 Wii points and well worth it. Alright, time for the bad aspect about this game. Fun time. Alright, here we go. This is in no way, shape, or form a successful sequel to the mega hit 1080 Snowboarding on the N64. This is a terrible failure of a game. Why? Because of the control scheme. Now you're probably saying, KW, I don't understand. I mean, you're playing this. It's like, yes, I am playing this, but I enjoyed the original 1080 and I had no issues with how it was controlled. This game is just so terrible in its control scheme. You end up wrestling with the controller and it's just not worth it in order to do tricks, make your character move, increase speed. It's just pitiful. Another thing I hated about this game is the glitches. The game will actually freeze. It has low frame rates. Sometimes it has pixelation when you're on certain stages and stuff like that. Not to mention that playing the extreme mode is actually harder than expert, and extreme mode is incredibly ridiculous. Although you can use a cheat to get past that, but it's just not worth it. Another thing that sucked about this game was the high jump or the air make, and of course the multiplayer. Alright, now it's time to move on to the good aspect. Unlocking stuff like costumes and hidden characters can be really cool. Not to mention unlocking new boards, and secret ones like the penguin board. You actually get to race a real penguin. Not to mention the music in this game is really, really cool, but it doesn't look past the terribleness of this game. Another thing that I really liked and learned to enjoy is the terrain park. Performing tricks and stuff once you get over the horrible control scheme can be kind of fun, but sadly it gets old really, really fast. Another thing that's really good about this game is the fact that it is only $10 used. So pick it up if you want. It's your money. Anywho, this game gets a 6 out of 10. Well, gamers, my next review is actually my 50th review to date. And the review is a very special one and is none other than the critically acclaimed Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 64. Also available on the Virtual Console. So please look forward to my last Monday review of this absolutely spectacular game. That does it for me, gamers. God bless, and happy gaming.